Well, our CNBC-TV18 news break was confirmed as L&T signs a deal with VG Siddhartha to buy his entire stake in Mindtree at 980 rupees per share. Mukta has been on top of that. She broke all those details first here on CNBC-TV18 itself. She's joining in with all those details. Mukta, congratulations. You got it spot on. Fill us in.
Yes, yesterday L&T initiated its hostile takeover of Mindtree by getting into an agreement with VG Siddhartha to buy out his entire 20.32% stake that he holds in Mindtree along with the CCD entities at rupees 980 per share. But moreover, beyond this, L&T is also looking to buy up to 15% stake in Mindtree via an on-market purchase, and it will also go for an open offer for a 31% stake in Mindtree at rupees 980 per share. So overall, if all this goes through, L&T is looking at a 66% stake in Mindtree, for which it will shell out more than rupees 10,700 crore. And, L&T has reiterated since yesterday that, this is not a hostile takeover and that Mindtree will remain an independent entity and that it is a strategic fit for L&T. But, the Mindtree promoters think otherwise, and they issued a statement yesterday saying that they will unconditionally oppose this takeover by L&T, saying that, it will be value destructive to the company and that there is no strategic advantage of this transaction. So, following the L&T management, offering an olive branch of sorts today at their press conference, the focus will be on the Mindtree press conference in Bangalore at 2:45 to see what steps the management plans to take now.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Mukta, very much for that. So that is the story. It's finally become a reality. We did hear from L&T today. They held a long press conference detailing out the rationale, the reason behind this transaction. Anisha was plugged in, both on the conference call and, of course, the press conference. What are the big takeaways, Anisha?
Oh, well, yes, it was a long press conference as well as a long con call over 1.5 hours. And the reason why the stock is coming under a bit of pressure now is because of two reasons. One is that the company said that they're looking to grow the services business faster than the EPC business. And secondly, the valuation look a tad bit inflated, putting the question on the ROE. So in the first part, the company very categorically said that they are looking to grow the service business faster than the core EPC business. Yes, the profitability and return on the service business is higher, but the street actually buys L&T stock for the EPC business, and that is why you are seeing that reaction. Secondly, they maintain their target of the ROE of around 18%. They talked about how it will be ROE neutral in the near term, but over longer term, they are looking to improve the profitability of Mindtree, which right now has a gap of around 500 bips when compared to L&T Infotech. So they are looking to improve that as well. As far as the merger is concerned, they say there is no merger in the near term. As of now, the three companies will continue to remain and run independently. They believe that there is no client overlap. There's a lot of complementary services that both the companies provide, as well as the verticals that they work in are separate. So there's no merger happening. Also, a lot of questions were asked on the hostile term and the hostile takeover. Mr. Nayak, Mr. Raman on con call, as well as Mr. Subramaniam all said we do not believe it's a hostile takeover. They were talking a lot about love, dil, pyar, and there were some jokes about the one-sided love because the Mindtree promoters have openly come out and condemned this particular deal. They say that there's a bit of difference between reaction and reason, and ultimately the Mindtree promoters will see sense and logic and reason, and they'll work out a deal with them. That is what they are hoping. But yes, there are still some concerns regarding attrition as well as the management issues. There were a lot of questions on the con call as well. What if there's a lot of attrition? What if the clients don't continue with the business? They say they are hopeful and they have had a long history of managing client relations. So they believe they'll be able to manage through that as well. As far as the open offer and other details are concerned, they say that their final stake in Mindtree will only be known after 4 to 8 weeks once all the regulatory approvals are in place. And after getting the CCI approval is only when they can go ahead and get into the open market purchase and open offer transaction. So there's still 4 to 8 weeks before we get all those details. And on valuations, etc., they said that the weighted average price was 934. We went ahead with 980 because it was a one-on-one transaction, and they can't speculate whether it will be revised upwards when the open offer comes.
So no declaration of intent also as to how much stake they eventually want to hold in the company, because it's only after 26% does the takeover code trigger in, and that's when you have to make the open offer for the additional 15.
Well, yes. Yes, so they're talking about that they have the intent of going up to 67%. They did notify officially that they're looking to purchase 31% from the open offer and 26% in terms of the open offer that they're looking for, but and take the total stake to 67% by employing 10,800 crores. But they cannot go ahead with that as of now. It's only an intent until they get the approvals in place.
Okay, all right. Thanks so much for that, Anisha.